And I love my Wii U. I should probably point that out. Like, the Wii U era, I know was really strange for Nintendo, but at the same time, it was probably, like, the most experimental phase that they've ever had. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with, like, doing something a bit more different. And I like the fact that Nintendo went out of their way to make the Wii U, because was it a very unconventional console? Absolutely. Was it a successful console? No. But the games that were on it were one of a kind. The games that were on it were something that no other company in their right mind would have produced, because it just would not sell well. But Nintendo did not. They prioritize fun, and I think that's crazy. Like, because a lot of big ass companies prioritize money, yay. Hey, this big game that's making money. I miss the motion control era. There's something about that era that I do miss, because I remember when the Wii was coming out, my parents, we didn't have a Wii on release. We had like a Wii maybe a couple of months later. We were still with our Nintendo GameCube that we loved amazingly. Our Nintendo GameCube was like the console for us as a family, because we would pick up and play Double Dash. We would play Mario Parties 4, 5, 6, 7. We would play Animal Crossing. I watched my parents play Animal Crossing all day. It was so goddamn sick, man. Like, I have such heartfelt memories with Nintendo, because it's always been there, you know, because it's always been like a kid-friendly thing. And Nintendo at one point was like very family-oriented, but then they stopped doing that, which is good. I'd rather have them be like an all-encompassing like development, where it's like not necessarily like rated M titles coming from Nintendo, but there's always heart and love there to be found, no matter where you are, which is nice. Nintendo has always been that escapism for me. Of course, there are other companies that develop games that have that and stuff, but Nintendo especially just feels like it's close to home, because of like the memories that I've gained just through experiencing many games with my mom, dad, siblings. I think one of my favorite memories, and I may have told this story already, but I think it's one that's always well worth talking about because of how sweet it was. I remember my old man, at the time we didn't have a Nintendo GameCube. We were, once again, this was at the point in my life where my parents were really, they were kind of poor. They weren't really doing the best in terms of like finances. And the consoles that we had were last generation consoles. So I still had my GBA, I had my Game Boy Color, I had my SNES, my Nintendo 64. But when the GameCube came out, that was the big, you know, talk of the town. Everyone in my school was talking about getting a Nintendo GameCube. Everyone had one, of course, except for me, and I felt very bummed about that fact. And my dad jokingly, oh god, this thing is gonna kill me. I don't want to get killed by what? I got killed by this little runt? Oh my goodness. Yeah, but long story short, my dad like kind of pranked me. I remember he was always telling me, Gibby, we can't get the GameCube. It's just too much money. I don't know, man. We're gonna have to sell all your consoles just to get it. And then as a kid, I'm like, okay, we'll do that. I just want the GameCube. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care about the Game Boy. Blah, blah. And then one day he was like, okay, I didn't get you the GameCube, but I did get you something else that you're not gonna like. He was like, it's like, and then he like grabbed the bag and he was like, look at it. It's not the GameCube. And I looked at it and it was the Nintendo GameCube. I was like, you son of a bitch. He was joking as if we were never going to get it. And he eventually got it for me, which was nice. And I remember that day specifically because we played Luigi's Mansion and Animal Crossing for like the entire fucking day, and it was awesome.